Yeah.
So when I mentioned it was going to Wyoming, he was like, oh.
All right.
4, 3.
Calling the February 11th meeting of the Fallbrook Regional Health District order at 6 p.m. on February 11th. And I'm going to ask to establish a quorum. Yes, we have quorum. Thank you. And Deputy Fire Chief Brian McMillan, would you lead us in the pledge?
Yes.
All right, ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. May I ask for a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second? Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The agenda has been approved. Do we have any public comments for items not on the agenda?
I do.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Maddie Larson. I am the Manager of Development and Communications at Reigns. We just finished our annual report, and so I wanted to give it to y'all in fancy little
Thanks,
tote
Maddie.
bags. You're
Thank
welcome. Here you are.
Thank you so much.
You are.
Oh, I have the other one on the stairs.
Okay, sorry. No, I
No,
just
I've
counted.
I've got that one. It's right at the top of the stairs there against that wall.
Wait till she.
There you go.
Manny, we want to thank you for that. It's a good way to capture our attention rather than it just gets dropped off, you know?
Yes.
And we certainly appreciate everything that RIMS does and how they've expanded and improved the campus. It's really inspirational. So
Thank you so
please
much.
let your colleagues know how much we admire and are inspired by you.
I definitely will. And Rachel and Raquel, I will bring you an annual report tomorrow.
No problem. Thank you. Whenever. You know where to find us.
Yes.
Very good, very good. Do we have any other public comments on items on the agenda? No. Okay, very good. Thank you. And tonight, one of our one of our community partners is here to present the North County Fire Protection District. And Brian, you're here with your team. And when I pulled up, I got here earlier and I saw the ambulance come in. I knew you were going to present tonight, but I thought, could this possibly be a weird coinky-ding that somebody's sick in our building? Because they rolled out that. So it's so good that it's just here for demonstration. So we give you the floor and look forward to your information.
Awesome. Sounds great. Need my clicker?
On your clicker.
Okay, sounds good. Well, first off, thank you for allowing me to come. This has been one of my highlights for my year. For the last 2 years, I've been able to come with Rachel. Normally, I have our MSO Mary Murphy with us. She actually had some little bad news. We were actually losing her to the private sector. Her plan was to go a year from now, but she got a great job. She's a highly sought after person.
Yes.
She's been in the fire and EMS field for over 20 years and then nursing before that. And so we're very proud of her, and it's a big loss for us. But we're going to spend we get her for the rest of the month. And so she's given us a great turnover. We're going to absorb her for position until we kind of figure out what we're going to do going forward. But just wanted to share that with you.
Please give her our regards. I mean, she's known anyway, but during COVID, she was one of the most important networking nodes, and we really relied upon her, and she was always full of good cheer. And from the micro to the macro, she was really excellent. So please give her our regards and our best. Are we leaving her to look regionally? Is she moving?
She's actually no, she's not moving. She's staying here. Got kind of a remote job. Yeah, her passion is health and wellness and fire and EMS, and that's kind of where she's going to.
Wonderful.
So, yeah.
Okay.
All right. So here's our presentation on Fallbrook Regional Health District, North County Fire Protection District. You can go to the next slide. All right, so just a review of our three different our service areas. We have three different communities of Fallbrook, Bonsall, and Rainbow. We serve about 55,000 residents between the three communities. We have our 5 fire stations, which are located on the map there. Our Station 1, which is in downtown Fallbrook, our Station 2, which is down off of Winterwarm, our Station 3, which is out in Rainbow, our Station 4, which is down in the southeast end of the district by Paula Mesa, and our Station 5, which is down off of South Olive Hill in the southwest portion. And from there, we are able to not only effectively respond to and meet our response times and our effective response force. But as the community is growing, we are preparing and always on the lookout for how we need to expand. But as of today, we've got a good call volume and we're able to meet all of the calls, and we're going to get a little bit more into that effectively. So next slide. So just a review of California fire-based EMS. So we have a paramedic ambulance that we have to transport to emergency. Unfortunately, there is no substitute for a paramedic ALS emergency ambulance to go anywhere else except for an emergency room. So we are not able to go to like an urgent care or anything like that different at this time, even though some of those systems are being looked at and reviewed all up and down the state. As of today, we go to emergency room. We have exclusive operating rights for emergency ambulance services, and that's a good thing. What that means is that a private ambulance, which we do work with private ambulances, but a call can't go out through the 911 system and have 3 different ambulances show up and everyone's vying for the opportunity to transport that patient. We have exclusive rights to be the emergency 911 EMS system here in our 3 communities. Some of the challenges that we're still dealing with up and down the state is access to the primary care physicians. That's always been a problem. Hasn't gotten much better with some different federal rulings that have come down. Actually made it a little bit harder because unfortunately some private insurers, medical insurers went up in cost. When that happens, people drop their insurance, and what they end up doing is relying on emergency services in the ER. So that's one of the issues out there. Another thing, which is a problem up and down the state, is the increasing offload delays. Now, I will say San Diego County has made some good headway with this. The hospital associations have gotten together and they have actually done a really good job of trying to decrease the offload delays that you would see in the hallways where you would have a backup of emergency ambulances. So they we really let's give a shout out to the hospital system in San Diego, because those administrators have been really working on trying to get our patients off our gurneys and into the system and then to where they need to go. So that's been a lot better. So next slide. All right, so some of the stats. So our total incident call volume actually went down by about 300 calls. Our incidents in jurisdiction went up by 50 just in North County fires, but what was happening couple years prior is we were helping out our neighbors a lot. So our neighboring agencies, the Vista and Oceanside, our ambulances would end up going into their cities to help them. And they give us engines and they give us apparatus, truck companies and stuff. And so we have what we call an automatic aid system. So we're all on a computer-based GPS systems, and it knows where all of our ambulances and engines are, and it will dispatch the closest ambulance or engine to those calls. What's been great is our partners over at Vista and Oceanside, they've added some of their own ALS units, and so with that, we're able to keep our ALS unit more in our jurisdiction to run our own calls. So we've seen a drop there. But the North County fire incidents, we go up anywhere from 20 to 50 calls a year. And that's been on the average for the last 10 years. And that's what went up last year. So, and then we had about 3,697 transports. So this is our unit hour utilization. So, and to explain kind of what this means is anywhere from about 15% to 35%. 15% is kind of the lower end of how many hours a day an ambulance company is on a call. 35% is a really high end. That's when you're getting kind of, you got to start worrying about the personnel on that ambulance and how busy they are, because they're not just running medical calls. They've got training. They have the maintenance on the rigs, maintenance on all of the equipment that they have to do. So 35% on an average is really high. Before we put in our 4th medic unit, we were upwards in the 30s for our downtown unit. We put in our 4th unit, and we're, as you can see, the percentages here, 24, 22, 21, 17, very healthy. We don't want them to be around too lower than that, because if it's lower than that, that's telling us that we have too many, we have too many ambulances and we don't need them. We're at a very healthy percentage, and so we like to keep an eye on them and to make sure that we're busy but not too busy. So we're doing good. Our neighbors, upwards of multiple of their ALS ambulances, up in the 30s still, sometimes in the 40s for some of our agencies down in San Diego, which it gets really dangerous for those crews that are operating that, and they're that busy. So we're doing really well with our unit hour utilization. I wanted to give a shout out to our hospital partners. This is Palomar, Temecula Valley, and Tri-City. And these are the 3 main hospitals we transport to. We really, when we think of EMS, we always think of the ambulance and the fire engine coming. Our hospitals are a big part of this system, because if we didn't have a place for them to go, we would be in trouble. And so we get to be with our patients for 30 minutes to an hour. Our hospitals are with them for 24 hours to 2 weeks, to even longer sometimes. And so we try to set them up for success. We try to make sure that we're bringing them patients that they're fully assessed, and that we start them off in a good direction to helping to solve that patient's problem. So, and they've been doing a really good job at working with their offload times, which has been great. So. All right, so the bang for your buck. So I wanted to go over our ambulance and some of the equipment that we've been buying. All right, so this is our Lifeline Superliner Type 3 ambulance. It's the ambulance that we have outside today. Safety is a huge importance for us. Several years ago, on Thanksgiving Day, it was a rainy day just like this morning. And on the I-15 freeway, we were on an incident, a rescue traffic collision, and a car lost control and collided with our ambulance that was parked on the side of the road. The car went through CHP lines and right into our ambulance. Because of the superior ambulance that we have been purchasing, everybody in that was in the back, including a CHP officer, were minor injuries. And this car hit us about 65 miles per hour. Luckily, there was a major injury in the vehicle, but we were able to get another ambulance there to transport them. But it was a good indicator, because as you guys know, things can be pretty costly sometimes. And so there's other types of ambulances, van ambulances, and so on, that are cheaper. And as we've looked at it, we always go back to that incident, and where we were able to save the lives of several people because of having a very well constructed ambulance. Not only that, but this ambulance provides the necessary space, which we'll get into here in a little bit with some of the features. So some of the key features that we have here: a structural cage for maximum durability, and then safety harnesses for our members, and then also the key safety features of how this thing is built. It has state-of-the-art electrical systems. The patient compartment, as these gentlemen could probably tell you, when we're working and we have somebody who could be in CPR status, we have upwards of 3 or 4 EMS personnel in the back of these ambulances, and they all have a specific job helping to save someone's life. Having that room is imperative, so that we can grab equipment, grab medications, and do our job effectively. And then lastly, the design utilizes a van cutaway chassis with a large walk-through cab, which also allows for great access for communication between the paramedic and the EMT that is also driving. So this is our Stryker gurney. Wanted to bring it along for you guys to see here. These gurneys have come a long way since I was on the ambulance. When I was on the ambulance, so we were going to put somebody in the back of the ambulance on a gurney. You had to get about 4 people around it, and we picked it up off the ground and went in just like that. Now it is all motorized, and so this gurney here, if you guys mind bringing it just to the center of the room real quick. Hope we get that on camera. But
You'll be on camera, don't worry.
But it's completely motorized, and just kind of bring it up and down, which allows for comfortable moving of our patients, and then also reducing injuries to our ambulance personnel and our firefighters. So one of the things that happened a couple of years ago when we changed our retirement rate, the state of California changed the retirement rate. It lengthened the amount of time that a firefighter has to work. But as we get into our late 50s and early 60s, that's where our highest work comp comes. And so purchasing devices like these, even though there's an upfront cost, it actually saves us a lot of money on the back, which saves money.
So does the whole rig go into the ambulance or just the top part?
The whole thing, yeah. So this actually goes into what we call a power loader. And so it snaps right into it. All we got to do is hit a button, the legs come up, and then we push it right in. So, yeah.
Do you have a nickname for it, like R2D2?
These guys might, but
What's the secret name?
Max Saver.
yeah, but they're very, very nice gurneys. We can do CPR on these gurneys, and they're very versatile, especially living out in the rural area. We sometimes have to take this down rock and gravel driveways and roadways, and they're really great and worth the money. So,
How much are they?
about $40,000. Yeah, between the power loader and the gurney.
And they fit in this unit.
They do.
And then your 3 other ambulances, are we back to manually lifting things?
Nope, we've been lucky enough. This is our newest one, and so there's a couple different stages of them, and but most of them are have the same capabilities.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. And we've done been able to get a lot of grants too, from Firehouse Subs, State of California, and even AFG, which is the federal government, for a lot of these purchases. All right, we were super excited to show off our new LifePak 35. So this is our LifePak 35 monitor, and we just purchased these for every single one of our ambulances this last year. Our other defibrillators were about 12 years old, and they were still working fine, but the technology that we have with this one is pretty supreme. The LifePak 35, so this is not only a defibrillator, but this can take a state-of-the-art picture of our heart. So if we have somebody with chest pain, we can put the different leads on them and do a what we call 12 lead EKG, which takes a 360-degree picture of the heart, and it will tell us if somebody's having a heart attack. And so, it's hard to kind of figure out in the field sometimes with just questions, because chest pain can be caused by a lot of different things. You can have anxiety. It can be traumatic, it can be a respiratory illness, or you can be having a full-blown heart attack. And so this allows us to not only can we tell if we are having a heart attack or not, but we can actually send the vitals and that EKG rhythm to the hospital we're going to. And so a physician can look at that before we even get to the hospital. And what that allows is when we get there, they'll send us straight to operating room or straight to what they call a cath lab, where the hospital, where they can go in there and get a stent put in without even having to stop in the emergency room for another assessment. So we try for those types of patients for a 30 to 40 minute between getting on scene to getting into the cath lab. And this piece of equipment helps us do that. Because of the communication technology that it has. It also has the ability to take all the vital signs, blood pressure, pulse rate, oxygen saturation, end tidal CO2. Everything that you have at the hospital when you get, I don't know if you've ever been in the emergency room, I know I have. And they put all the stickers and all the gadgets on you, and that's what we have in this machine that can be taken into any residence, and a patient placed on it. So, it was a great, we were very excited about this purchase, so.
Can you demonstrate it?
Yeah, do you need to be shocked? It definitely takes some.
Maybe not.
He's already shocking.
Right.
How much does that unit weigh?
This thing, you know what? I don't know. Let's see here. I would say, I can't remember. Do you guys remember how much it weighs? But it's pretty light, actually. But
It's like
not
10
too
to
bad.
15?
I would say
14.
close to, yeah, I was gonna say maybe 20. But I do more stretching nowadays than lifting weights. So, yeah, but that, not too much to the point of it's really between all of our gear. This is just one piece of our gear. We have airway bags, we have our drug box, we have our trauma bags, and so people sometimes wonder why when they call 911, an engine and ambulance show up, and we have 5 people get out. Well, we have a ton of equipment. And if it's a working acute status call, every single one of those people have a job. And so, yeah, sometimes it's the twisted ankle or the abdominal pain that is mild, but sometimes it's the CPR. Sometimes it's the acute infection or the acute shock that we're going. And so, and we have on every call 4 out of the 5 responders are paramedics also. So.
I was just thinking, as you mentioned earlier, a lot of the rural residences, the entryway can be a bit tricky. So I was just thinking, we've seen you guys haul all the stuff.
Yeah.
I was just wondering how much more that added to it, but I mean, that's nominal. For
Yeah, I want to say this
maybe
is
the
actually
younger.
a little lighter than the older one we have, but not that much. It feels pretty similar. It does have a lot bigger screen, which is nice.
Yeah.
Especially as you get older. And
Yeah.
start losing eyes.
Now that you have to work longer.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, right.
Next slide.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so I wanted to share this story. This is Jim Bregerin. He was he allowed us to share his story on our social media this last month. So Jim on Thanksgiving Day wasn't feeling right. And he ended up, he told his wife, I'm just not feeling right. I kind of had this chest discomfort. He didn't really call it pain, it was just discomfort. He started kind of displaying some signs of not doing well. So his wife called 911. Our crew got there, was doing the assessment. While they're doing the assessment, he ended up coding and went into apneic pulseless. And so utilizing this machine, they were able to defibrillate, give him medications, and they were able to bring him back. And he's with us today. And it was a very cool story, not only for our department, but for the whole community. And it shows exactly, the partnership that we have to be able to purchase the state-of-the-art equipment. So.
What is that partnership?
It has to do with our joint power agreement through the MOU grant funds that we provide to the ambulance that allows for support of ambulance chassis as well as equipment that goes into
Good.
it. We've been doing that since 2019, I think is when we started that.
Yeah. Pretty awesome. Going into that, what makes our community special? So, I've been in my position here and I've been working with Rachel and her team and in the Fallbrook Health District now for 5 years. And I've been able to not only go across the San Diego County, but also around the state and around the US, different conferences, working with CSDA, and Fallbrook is above and beyond past so many of these other communities. And the reason for it is because of the partnerships and the relationships that are built. I got to present at CSDA about a year ago, and was talking about the partnerships that not only we have with the health district, but with the water districts, and so many other entities here in our community. And Chief McReynolds and I have had multiple other fire agencies calling us saying, hey, how did you how did you get that going with the health district or the water district? Like, you guys actually meet like annually and like go
mean, you
over
guys talk?
operations? Yeah, like our Devin Castillo he's the operating manager over here at Fallbrook F-Button, right? He will, during red flag warning, when it's a dangerous fire weather, he and him communicate, and they won't shut down any hydrants to make sure that if they have any hydrant maintenance going on, they'll stop it. It's that sort of communication and thinking about each other that really makes us special. And just like with the MOU that we have with you guys, where you guys are helping for us to be able to keep this type of equipment going. So I just wanted to thank not only the board, but Rachel and her team, because so many of these types of entities in other communities, you can tell there's boundaries and there's egos and there's walls built. There's no walls built here in Fallbrook. It's all about the resident. What can we do to take care of our residents? And I just see the different boards that are communicating and talking and working together. And it really just makes it such a special place to not only live, I live here myself, but also to work. So I just wanted to say thank you again for your guys' continual support, and we'll keep it going way past our time.
And we really want to thank you. A marvelous job. We've had lots of fires, haven't we? And,
Yeah, whether it be
kept
fires
it to a
or mess,
minimum.
we're here 24/7. I can open up to you guys. Any questions for me?
Just exciting.
Right, okay. Well, these guys, they gotta go call the captain because they're gonna tell them to get food ready.
Okay. Dinner time.
So, thank you again for allowing us to come in
Yeah.
and show the equipment. We'll get out of here.
Great.
And thanks for the support that you gave to our folks.
Yes.
Folk that we had today at the Wellness Center.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
It wasn't expensive, it'd be fun to have around.
Yeah, he has his own voice.
Right? And you're trying to nickname it.
Yeah, let's give it a name. Okay, friends. We're on to item E, consent items. May I have a motion to accept the consent items, approve them? And a second? And a second. Mhm. Discussion. Anybody want to pull an item or expound upon an item on consent? Good to go? Okay, all in favor? Aye. All opposed?
No opposed.
No opposed. Very good. And thank you to all of the reports that are in here, keeping us apprised of all the moving parts that are going on. We appreciate that. Pretty good. On to item F, discussion items. The Finance Committee meeting packet and minutes. Tell us all about it, Howard.
I'll do that. Let's see. Okay, report number 1, right? The only significant changes from November were increases in the bank accounts due to tax apportionment payments, and we're very grateful for those. Those payments also reduced our tax apportionment receivables in December. Any questions, comments? Report number 1. Report number 2 is the profit and loss year to date. So that's our fiscal year. And total income was $1,572,018. Our expenses were $1,217,888, and our net operating income was $354,130. So we're in good shape. Any questions, comments about that report?
Was that 1,000 or 1 million? 100.
That one?
This one here.
1 million.
1 million.
Yeah, right. That's lots. Report number 3 is the P&L actual versus operating plan fiscal year 25 through 26. And this is from July through December 2025. Our total income was 1,572,018. You've seen that before. And our budget was $1,583,544. That's incredible. And we're what, 12,000 off? So good job. Our total expenses for that period were $1,217,888 versus our budget of $1,571,67. So not only did we beat our revenue, but we beat our total expenses related to the budget. And therefore, a net operating income was $354,130 versus a budget of $12,477. So big net operating income.
Howard, if I may, just staying right there for a moment. I'm always fascinated by the far right column, which keeps us apprised of the percentage of expenditures versus budget. It's a nice snapshot. And I'm noticing there's this wonderful 77.52 percentage, which I think is related to total expenses. Am I correct?
Yeah, your total expense line is 77.52% of the budget right now.
Right. And so we're those percentages help us know if we're on target. And I just appreciate all that detail, and thank you to the finance team and Judith. I'm sure you're on the spreadsheet, but it's really, they're good navigational tools for the board members, I think. Thank you.
I agree. With respect to the net operating income, there were significant items contributing to the increased net operating income. Lower expenses for North County Fire. Now, we have this GPA with North County Fire, and we budget $100,000 to help with getting the ambulance and other equipment. We have that in the budget, and we haven't spent it. Now we will, right?
So we annually budget 200,000, but up to this point, it's at the 100,000 because we're not sure when they're going to have their expenses. Typically, we'll usually see it before the end of the fiscal year when they're either refurbishing or buying new ambulance equipment. But we budgeted at the start of the year so that it's obvious that that expense is coming.
The other significant difference is a lower expenditure for direct care services, and there's a reason for that as well, isn't there, Rachel?
Yes, there is. The goal had been that we would be having a partnership come online for bringing more clinical services to the community that we need to help underwrite. Last year, almost a year ago, we were working with a different partner to hope something would come online. That partnership fell through and didn't quite align. The partnership has continued and there's a different version. Probably won't really come into fruition this fiscal year, but we still anticipate it should come online for next fiscal year.
Good.
So funds will be allocated to that.
All right. Thank you. Report number 5 is the investment compliance report that Susan develops for us. And the first item is the local agency investment fund, commonly referred to as LAIF. And the balance at the end of December was $385,840. That is 4.5% of our investment portfolio, and the effective yield of that fund was 4.035%. Another fund we have is Cal Trust, and it has a medium-term fund, which is $6,699,026. That's 78% of our portfolio. And the yield was 4%. We have another fund with them, the liquidity fund, and the 1-year yield was 4.39%. And the last fund that we have is called California Class, and that has a balance of $1,477,541. That is 17.26% of our portfolio, and it had a 30-day average yield of 3.8767%. So the investments of the district are in compliance with its investment policy, and the balances give it the ability to meet the expenditure requirement for the next 12 months if, God forbid, we have another pandemic or earthquake or things like that. Any questions about our investments? All right. Report number 5 is the check detail, and you'll see that the district writes lots of checks. And the finance committee members reviewed the check details and found they were appropriate. The district's signatory policy was followed. We have a policy as to the amounts the executive or the CEO can sign on her own, and then others where it requires 2 signatures, and all of those were followed. Report number 6 is the credit card transactions, and those too were reviewed by the finance committee members who found the transactions to be appropriate. And finally, report number 7, community development disbursements from July through December, and those were reviewed by the committee. The total disbursements for administration, this building, was $740, and the total for the wellness center for that period of time was $48,044. That is the report of the finance committee. And if that's any questions from our public or anybody on the board, we'd be happy to address them.
We good to go?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. May I ask for yes. May I ask for a motion to approve accept the finance committee report?
Should probably be somebody
So
other than
moved.
the finance committee.
I'll so move.
A second.
And Cindy will second. Thank you so much. Discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We're on to F2, recommendation from the Finance Committee for reimbursement of $25,000 for the community development disbursements. Fill us in.
Want me to take it or you? So, as Howard mentioned in report number 7, typically what happens is when they're doing renovations, improvements to the properties, the district pays for it out of the operating account, but they're typically unbudgeted, especially for the development of the wellness center. So each quarter, as those accrue, we then come to the finance committee and say we need to reimburse the operating account from the investment accounts. So this request is to reimburse the operating account $25,000 from the investment account. The discussion at finance is our California or our Cal Trust account is holding the majority of our investment funds. So we would probably pull from that to start trying to rebalance those investment funds. So our request is to pull those $25,000 from that investment account back into the operating account.
Motion to accept for discussion. Cindy, second?
Second.
Thank you. Questions and comments? We do this transferring business
Pretty much
quite
quarterly.
regularly. Quarterly.
Yeah.
Okay, hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. F3, consideration of resolution 475 to move operating account to 5-star. Oh, we're finally doing it. To move operating account. Judith is singing over there. Move operating account to 5-star account and open cash flow account at Commerce Bank of California. Staff recommendation is to approve. Finance committee felt this was appropriate.
Yes.
Okay. Motion to approve for discussion.
Motion to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, thank you. Discussion, questions? This has been a long time coming. Yeah.
Yes.
It's gonna make
it
everything
has.
so much easier. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. F4, consideration to approve fiscal year 26-27 grant application. And this is a reinvention or recreating of our invitation to our community partners to tell us how they want to be engaged with us for the following year. Is that? Yeah.
Yes.
And it's been a labor of love, and we now are ready to launch the new model that we all have adopted. So, you want to say anything else on
Sure,
that?
just a note that really the significant change that you will see as board members when you're reviewing this is that it is not program specific. So as an agency is applying for funds from the district, we are now talking about supporting the agency's efforts toward their mission. So for example, because Rains is here today, they have several different programs. Same with Divine Pet. I'm not going to pick on you because you're both here. So historically, our process was very static. That really limited what the nonprofit could do with those funds to support that mission. This application shifts away from that very concrete plan and moves to, you're an agency we know, we have a trusted partnership and relationship with us. Tell us how you're going to do your services. Not program specific, but agency wise. It also takes away the restriction of, I put $500 into widgets for this project. Now they can say, we don't need widgets, that was funded from another grant. What we really need is to have a training for the program officer. They have the discretion to be able to do what's best with those funds for that programming. So the questions in the application really are more about, tell us about who you are, tell us about the need that you serve. So some of the questions are still the same sort of compliance, accountability things that we ask, but the true meat of it will be, tell us what you do and how you do it. So when you get your applications to read this year, it will be a lot more fluid and narrative.
And not this big.
Will not be that big, right?
Okay.
I have a couple of questions.
Yeah.
So with this new program, will there still be reporting?
So there will be, instead of a quarterly reporting, there will be a final report at the end of the year. And this is more in line with what most nonprofits do, typically with an annual report, where they're able to talk about how many people they serve, what their programs did overall. It will be much more reflective of the nature of the agency and less of a one-time snapshot, so to speak.
How will a organization who has not done anything with us in the past, what will be their process?
Same process. We'll have the same opportunity for someone to introduce themselves to us. We'll have an opportunity for more dialogue with them to find out, what do you do? How do you support health and wellness in the community? So this doesn't limit any partner to, you already have a relationship or you don't. You're still able to come in and provide the same narrative to us.
Thank you.
Do we know with the partners, have they ever done this kind of model before, or is it still newish?
It's actually not new. The nonprofit sector has been moving this direction for 20 some years, but it's been slow to catch on from a lot of the grantor side.
Okay.
I'm
So they're
sh-
used to it a little bit,
I'm
like,
sure most of them have had some experience with this. This actually reflects more of a model that a nonprofit would have with their donor base, right? So let's say, not to pick on existings, so let's say Cindy has a nonprofit for old blonde ladies with blue eyes. And I love what she does. I go, this is great services. As a donor, I say, here's $1,000, do good. And she's like, got it, I'm doing that. This is the same process, just a slightly more formal ask for it. And if anyone wants to start a nonprofit that funds. Never mind.
It would need to be both female and male.
Of course.
I mean,
All comers, all comers.
we don't discriminate, but every nonprofit is allowed to serve whatever demographic group they see there's a need for.
That's
Okay, so by approving this application form, we'll be launching the new process. So I'm going to call for a motion in order to discuss.
second.
Thank you very much. Questions, observations, hopes and dreams.
Careful around hopes and dreams around this
I'm
place.
glad to see this transition going forward. It's a healthy evolution for us.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Very good.
Thank you.
Grant application approved. F5, consideration to approve contract for MC Incorp. Doing business as Classic Handyman Services for reservation of the Community Health and Wellness Center exterior restrooms in the amount of $166,988.
Right.
Okay, so what would you like to tell us?
So this has already run through facilities committee. It already ran through the board last month. This is the actual document. Obviously, we made sure Alex looked at it. Didn't have any weird changes to it. So this just allows it to be signed and move forward because hopefully you like this because they're scheduled for next Tuesday. But again, facilities has seen it, the board has already seen it. This was just the
And
final
we've been
document.
talking about this forever and a day, so. Very good.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna call for a motion in order to discuss. Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you very much. Discussion, questions?
I have a question. How big is this outdoor restroom facility?
So this is for the 2 exterior restrooms at the Community Health and Wellness Center that need to be brought up to full ADA compliance. They are currently not.
They are preschool restrooms.
Yeah. So this is a renovation of not just the cubicles and stalls, but all the plumbing fixtures, handrails, all the pieces that go with it.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, okay. Moving to section G, board member comments and items for subsequent meetings. Yes, sir.
I think it's remarkable. We have in this room the 2024 district, healthcare district of the year, and the 2024 not-for-profit organization for the entire state of California, right here.
Yes, yes. And we got that designation 1 year.
Yes, but I don't remember what year now. I want to say 22
Yeah, but to have
or 23.
3,
That's amazing.
that's amazing. So, look, go like this.
Well,
La, 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 la.
it's kind of how Max said for North County Fire.
Yes.
The uniqueness of Fallbrook coming together as a community definitely shows throughout our sector.
It does, it does. Other board member comments?
Had a very good time at the Loteria night. Everything was nice.
Good. The Loteria night.
My little one was like, I need to win.
No
It was very
competitiveness there.
competitive.
So competitive.
So competitive.
He was like, I need
That is great. How many were in attendance about?
quite a bit. We had to bring another.
42.
Yeah, we had to bring another chair.
42 came.
42.
We're on to something here. I'm so glad that you and I went to that section of the national conference and saw this whole thing and went, wow. And then you took it, ran with it and did it. Thank you.
Who donated the gifts?
It was grocery outlet.
Oh, okay.
Okay, a tip of the hat to grocery outlet.
love that, yeah.
And there was another lady as well
Yeah,
who
somebody,
donated some.
yeah.
Oh, okay, so maybe there was additional ones.
There
I didn't
were.
know.
There
She
were.
donated like 10 gifts.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's how we were able to place on the game.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who it
didn't know.
was. I thought you guys
Yeah,
knew.
it's out sometimes.
Great.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. I'll
It was-
find out who she is.
It was great. Yeah, we
Thank
had
you, I
like
wasn't.
candles and toys and stuff.
Cool.
Very
Okay.
fun. More people we get to that center, the more ability we have to influence health and wellness thinking and all of that. So very good. I want to say I was able to go to the Divine Path event, and the place looks great.
Which one, the open house?
The open,
Yeah.
yes,
Oh, no, I didn't see
Yes.
that.
open house. Did you go?
I did.
Yeah. It was beautifully run as usual. The esprit de corps was right there with your clients. The enthusiasm, all of it was just what I've come to expect from Divine Path, and it was divine. And thank you for the invitation. It was great to be there.
Did you have the sliders or the tacos?
I was going to another event, so I forewent. I had a libation.
The sliders were too bad.
Weren't they though?
Very good.
Small
They
bubble of eight, I
sold
think.
out.
Yeah. It was well attended and.
Yeah.
You know, I think we'll do that probably quarterly, only because, unless you're going to the talent show or the soiree, the neighbors, all our friends, it's just, always driving by going, what's going on today?
Going on there?
Yeah, so it was great. It was fantastic.
I tried to be the turtle whisperer and get the tortoise to come out, but she was like doing whatever. But, it was just delightful.
Thank you
So,
so much.
yeah, pleasure. Other items or for the future, anything to suggest? Just to notice that Monday is closed for President's Day on the 16th, and we have the Government and Public Engagement Committee meeting on February 18th at 5:30. Ready to adjourn? Adjourn at
6:52.
Oh, no, sorry. Good. Am I good? 7:52?
6:52.
Like I said, 6:52. Transported.
Thank you.
Thank you all very
everyone.
much.
Thank you, Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Hi, Tom. That's what I remember.